Hey everyone, it's Pete DeYoung here with Remax, and I want to introduce you to someone special. This is Katelyn. Katelyn, say hi.
Hi.
Katelyn and I just started working together, and by working together, I don't mean she works for me, I don't work for her, but we've sort of formed a loose affiliation or an association, so it's just a matter of, we share all the same systems, we share an assistant, everything else. So what it allows us to do is just take better care of you, and what that means is if there's ever a time when you want to go look at a home, and in this market, if the right home comes up, you want to look right away. If I'm not available, call Katelyn, right?
I'm right here.
And and call her right away, because you don't want to be looking at it 3 days later, because it'll be sold by that time. Is how this market is working right now. So, and at the same time, if you're a client of Katelyn's and you can't get hold of Katelyn, phone me, and we'll have our numbers at the end of this video as well, so you'll be able to get a hold of either one of us. In fact, I think we're planning on sharing a website even, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So right now, if you go to the 280keys.com, I think it shows as me being the main agent, and then you as part of the team. But we're gonna fix that a little bit probably, so that we're both the agents. And anyways, so we're team to each other is what it is. So let me talk about the Calgary real estate market, because some of the numbers coming up are insane.
Yeah.
They're bananas.
Insane.
With respect to the Calgary real estate market, what are we at now for an average price?
We are looking at average price of actually $500,000 right now, which is
$500,000. Yeah, that's actually a 16.1% increase over February of last year. So we're looking at February's numbers here.
Yes.
And compared to February of last year, we're up 16.1 across the whole real estate board.
That's crazy. And then when we look specifically at detached prices, we're actually looking at almost 600,000.
Yeah, it's like 596,000. Yeah. It's crazy. And that's like a 19% increase over last year. So, we're almost, the way to think about it is we're almost at 600,000, and that's almost a 20% increase over last year in February.
And then when we look at semi-detached, we are up again at 461.4.
That'd be like a duplex, like a half duplex, right?
Yes.
Something like that. Yeah. 464. If you can imagine in Calgary, a half duplex selling for 464. It's been a while. We've both been doing real estate for a while, but it's been a while since I've seen a price like that for a half duplex, and that's just the average. So of course, some of them are selling for closer to $1 million and stuff once you're into West Hillhurst and stuff like that. But yeah, that's a 16% increase too over last year. So again, strong growth.
Strong growth. And then when we look at row houses, which that's when you're typically looking at townhouses and such like that, we're actually looking at 321,000.
And that's a 13% increase over last year. So even like townhouses, I remember last year talking about the townhouse market, just thinking the detached market's taken off, the townhouse will eventually, and it is now. It's over a 13% price increase from last year.
And then when we look at apartments, it's not much of an increase compared to the rest of how the market's doing, but we're looking at around $257,000 actually.
Yeah, $260,000. And what's really interesting is I think we're even going to see some apartment price increases downtown. Some of those apartments along the Beltline and stuff have just been struggling for so long. There's just so many even that are still vacant and that kind of thing. But it looks like that's changing. And I think if you're looking for an investment opportunity, one bedroom market still hasn't moved at all, and the two bedroom market is starting to, and that's what's driving the 4.6% increase. But I think there's still opportunities in that one bedroom market, and like I've mentioned before, we've got 400,000 immigrants joining our country every year right now, and I don't think they're going to be able to afford to live in the Toronto or the Southern Ontario area anymore, or in the Vancouver or Fraser Valley area anymore. So I think they're going to be coming to Calgary, Alberta, where it's we're the land of opportunity again, and all those little apartments are going to be filling up like mad. So if you're looking at buying an investment, I still recommend there's still room for a lot of growth in that market segment.
So then when we look at the total sales year by year, we are actually looking at just a little bit over 3,300.
3,300 units in 1 month, yeah. And to show you what this market is doing, this is probably the craziest number we're going to talk about, because that is an 80% increase over last year. An 80% increase year over year. That's nuts.
That's insane. So when you're looking at new listings, we are actually looking at about 4,600 listings.
Yeah, 4,650, something like that is the number of listings, which, like that's a 63% increase over last year.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at an 80% increase in demand versus a 63% increase in supply, you know what's going to happen.
The inventory is going to drop.
Inventory is going to drop,
crazy.
and prices are going to keep going up. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah. So when it comes to inventory, we're actually looking at only 3,600.
Yeah, and I remember in 2019, I think it was, we had 8,000 listings. So this is a pretty dramatic drop. But even then, it's a 20% drop even from last year. So even though you're seeing sales increase by 80%, you're seeing inventory drop. Even though you're seeing new listings come on at 63%, you're seeing inventory drop. And so we're down to like a 3-month supply, 2-month supply?
Not even 1 month.
1 month supply.
Yeah, 1 month supply.
That's all. So, and what that means is if we didn't list anything, we'd be sold out of inventory within a month or in about a month. Yeah. That's what that means. So, of course, this goes back to the story we've been telling for the last few months. Is what's driving all this market is just a low inventory. If you were asking me why do we have a low inventory, that's a more interesting question. And I'm not sure there is a clear answer in that. I think it's probably a combination of a bunch of things. Don't you think? Like interest rates getting down to about 1% for a while kind of got this kicked off.
Yeah.
But I think, like I said, Toronto and Vancouver in those areas are becoming unaffordable. So we're seeing investors come in from those areas. I also think, we went through 3 of the worst, years in Calgary real estate board history in 2019, 2020, and 2021. They were terrible. And so I think we're just playing a little bit of catch up. There was some pent up demand. Will it continue? It looks like it. Bank of Canada raised the interest rate now by 0.25% today. I don't think it's going to have much of an effect. Most people that have qualified for a mortgage have gone through a stress test, so they're actually qualified for much higher than that. It's not going to have much of an effect at all. You're not going to see foreclosures and stuff like that. And I think you're going to continue to see a really strong market just based on the fact that prices have escalated so quickly in other parts of the country, and Alberta's bouncing back economically. We're seeing oil at $100 a barrel again. It's kind of wild. Anyways, any other questions about real estate or about Katelyn? If you have questions about Katelyn, ask me. I can come up with more creative answers. But if you have questions about real estate at all, whether it's your market, whether that's bungalows or even your geographical market or whatever, say, Pete, I want to know what's going on with townhomes in Tuscany or something like that. Feel free to give us a shout. We'll be happy to answer all of your questions. And we try to answer questions as quickly as we can.
Yes.
So feel free to get in touch with us. My cell number, so you can phone or text me here, is at 403-818-7310. Do you have a cell phone?
I do.
Oh,
yes.
sweet.
Oh my God. Could you imagine if I did not have a cell phone?
That'd be awful.
I don't know. Maybe fax number?
Yeah?
Yeah?
Fax?
Maybe?
Fax.
Fax me. No, I'm kidding. My cell phone number, 403-615-2346.
Say that again slower.
403-615-2346.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, give one of us a call. We'd be happy to help you out. In the meantime, have a great day.
Bye.